Stone, that's £14, 1 stone in 7 days. It is nutritional expert Linda Lazarides and her book, The Waterfall Diet. It's here. It does say that leaves it to £14 in 7 days. And this is the key, by controlling fluid retention. Now, are you talking about people who suffer, women actually, who suffer from fluid retention from time to time during the month? I mean, every month, you know, pre-period, we can quite often, loads of us can put on up to £7, can't we?
Yes,
and then it comes and then it goes.
Yes,
and we live with it.
Yes, the book does go into temporary fluid retention.
I thought I'd join you. Yeah, I thought you might do.
Nice to meet you.
It was when I said lose up to a stone in 7 days, you decided
brought
to.
me running over.
I thought so. Sorry.
It's really more for people who have it fairly permanently and they don't know that they've got it. For example, if you've been trying to lose weight for years and you've been on low-calorie diets and they just don't work, one of the biggest causes of that is fluid retention, which you think is fat. You don't know it's fluid. It looks like fat. You know, you pinch it, it feels like fat.
How do you know then? How
Well,
can you find out if you have fluid retention or not?
Doctors find it very hard to diagnose unless you've got an awful lot of it. For example, if you've got masses of fluid retention, if you press in here in your shin bone, if that's all sort of squashy and leaves a big dent when you press it with your finger, then you've got huge amounts of fluid, and your doctor should be able to identify that for you.
So that's quite a marked
But a lot of people haven't got it to that degree. They've got maybe a stone's worth of extra fluid in their system, which is sort of hiding between the cells in their body. It just stretches you a little bit more than you normally are, because you've got fluid already in you. You've got about 65% fluid in your body. But when you've got fluid retention, it could go up to even more, to like 70%.
One of the ways I was reading to work it out is to press a nail into the soft pad of your thumb.
Yes.
And if it stays, if the indentation stays there,
yes,
that means that you've got fluid retention.
It certainly is a possibility. Another very strong indication is if your weight fluctuates from day to day. So if you notice that
rather than from month to month.
Rather than from month to month. So if you notice that sometimes you weigh 2 pounds more in the morning than you do in the evening, or vice versa, that's a very strong indication, because only fluid can make your weight go up and down that quickly.
But you know, on this programme particularly, we are being told all the time to drink, how many pints of water is it a day?
It's like eight
Oh
glasses
yes,
a day.
you mustn't stop drinking.
Day.
No, the diet is not about stopping drinking. It's quite important to drink, because if you get dehydrated, that makes you actually hold on to fluid rather than to release it, because your body is desperately trying to conserve it, and it learns to do that.
So in what way does the diet lead to your body?
Well, the Waterfall Diet is all about finding out, firstly, whether you've got fluid retention. Then, if you find that you have signs of it, there are 8 chapters, each of which deals with a different cause of fluid retention. And you've got a questionnaire at the beginning of each chapter. For example, kidney stress is one cause of fluid retention. So if you're consuming too much salt or too much sugar, then that chapter is all about that as a cause, and it gives a case history, and it explains very thoroughly how the kidneys are involved in releasing fluid from your body. And then for phase 3 of the diet, because the diet's in 3 phases. There's phase 1, which is 2 months. Phase 2, which is when you test yourself for foods that might be giving you fluid retention. And phase 3 is a more long-term thing, where you just avoid those things that were causing your particular type of fluid retention.
So you're saying really it's down to foodstuffs?
Yes, there are some foods that promote fluid retention, like salt and sugar, and others which encourage you to release fluid. And the book, the Waterfall Diet, well, it depends on the person. So if you, for example, if your fluid retention, if you had it, which you obviously haven't because you're beautiful and slim.
She'll be back on the programme.
What are you doing next Wednesday, love? 'Cause we'll be back on here. Tell us we're looking young as well, and we can come every week.
If your fluid retention happens to be caused by food allergy, say if you're allergic to bread or to milk or something like that, then the Waterfall Diet the book itself helps you to find out which food is involved, and then in phase 3, by that time, when you've done phases 1 and 2, you know what the responsible foods are, and then you can just cut those out. And
how can like bread, lead to water retention,
Oh,
though?
it's if you're allergic to something, it creates histamine in your body, and histamine attracts fluid. It's like if you get stung by a bee, you get a big swelling. That's all fluid, but it's only localized fluid retention. But when you're allergic to something you eat, that substance goes all over your body. So histamine is created everywhere, and it's attracting fluid everywhere, and it won't let the fluid go until that food has been cleared out of your system completely. So if you're allergic to bread, most people eat bread 2 or 3 times a day, so it never gets a chance to clear out of their system. And the Waterfall Diet will help you to clear the most likely foods out so that your fluid can go very quickly if that's what's causing it. And then the rest of the Waterfall Diet is about toning up other parts of you which are involved in fluid control, so that, for example, your blood capillaries can get leaky and they can start leaking fluid into your tissues, and that's caused by a vegetable deficiency. So there's an awful lot of information in the Waterfall Diet which people will find very helpful for all different types of fluid retention.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a read.
Worth a try. Right, time for a short break now, but